In the meantime, while we are obviously here to cover the Super Bowl, the world of sports and well beyond has spent so much of this week mourning the death of one of the great figures in the history of international sports. That's Kobe Bryant, and there was a lot last night from that as well, and we want to cover that for you here this morning as well. 2 days after the tragic death of Kobe Bryant, the Philadelphia 76ers paid tribute to the star guard that once called that city home. Both the Sixers and Warriors wore his 8 and 24 NBA numbers in a pregame moment of silence, while his Lower Marion High School number of 33 was spotlighted on the floor. And the Philly crowd was able to witness Kobe's last introduction into the arena one more time.
A 6'6" guard from Lower Marion High School, where he won the title in 1996. Number 24, Kobe Bryant.
Joel Embiid wore Kobe's number 24 during the game as both the Sixers and Warriors paid tribute with the 8-second and 24-second violations in his memory. And Embiid was among many to reflect on the impact Kobe had on his life.
You know my story. I started playing the game, and when I did, back in 2010, watching the finals, that was the turning point of my life. Watching Kobe. After watching, I just wanted to be like him. I just wanted to play basketball. I don't think if it wasn't for, that moment, I don't think I would have been here.
The amount of impact that he had on all of us, it's hard to keep going right now. But as a basketball community, as the world as a whole, I know we're all just mourning and sticking together when it comes to this. Kobe Bryant was just a joy to be around. It was just, you display every emotion when you're around him. As a competitor, you hated playing against him. As somebody that admired him, you just love being in his presence. It was just one of those things. As a young hooper, he meant the world to us.
LeBron James made his first public appearance since Kobe's death yesterday, arriving to watch his son's Sierra Canyon team. He cheered from the sideline as both teams honored Kobe with the 8 and 24-second violations. Earlier in the day, LeBron and his teammates gathered for the first time. Ramona Shelburne has the latest on what transpired there.
The Lakers hadn't been together since Sunday afternoon when they found out on the team plane home from Philadelphia that Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others had been killed in a helicopter. Sunday and Monday, it was hard to know what to do with yourself. But by Tuesday, they knew they needed to be together, first on the court for a practice, and later at a lunch for the organization. Anyone was invited to share stories of Kobe Bryant, to grieve together, and people who were at this lunch said LeBron James gave an incredibly moving speech. LeBron and Kobe haven't had an especially close relationship over the years, but they'd gotten so much closer this year, and it started when Kobe Bryant came to a Lakers game with his daughter Gianna. At the end of this lunch, everybody raised a glass and toasted Kobe Bryant.
So Jalen is with us as well here, and obviously we're all doing our best to navigate this line between what's happened, outside, which is so much greater than anything that could happen here. Jalen, as you watch the way the NBA has reacted the last day or two and the way the Lakers are working towards their first game on Friday, what thoughts do you have?
I'm really proud of the league. I'm really moved at the fact that each individual has found their way to make sure they pay homage to an all-time great individual that just happened to be one of the greatest basketball players that we've seen. And it's a tribute that Kobe, while he was a 5-time champion, he's this era's Michael Jordan. So many young people, you saw what Joel Embiid had to say about him, idolized him. Kevin Durant talked about it, feared him as a player and as a competitor. And all of the cliches that we use in sports actually apply to him. When we talk about the hardest working, the most disciplined, killer instinct, all of these things that we talk about, Kobe Bryant embodied. So for a league to continue to embrace one of their all-time greats, you saw Sierra Canyon, 24-second violation, 8-second violation. It's for a player that's the only one to have 2 jerseys retired by the same team.
And I wanted to also give all of our guys a chance to comment on this today. You've seen them with us all year long. I feel like hopefully we all know each other here well enough that you want to hear the pain. The first text I got on Sunday was from Ryan Clark. And RC, you've told me many times he was your idol, he was your hero, and I just wanted to let you share whatever thoughts you have.
Yeah, for the last 24 years, I've been in arguments about Kobe Bryant. And most of those arguments was because I wanted people to love him like I loved him. I wanted them to see what I saw. And, you know, when you're 16 and you see this dude that's 17 and he's going straight to the league, you feel like you relate with him. And then he goes through these things of embarrassment and imperfections publicly. And then to watch him build himself up, not only as a player, but more so as a man. And the one thing that Jalen said about everybody paying homage, that's been the greatest thing for me, because though I've been crying every time I watched it, for people to look at him and see what he has become since basketball ended, the type of father he was, the type of man he become, the way that he showed love to younger players, I thought it was amazing. And I have dealt with death differently than other people. I've had a doctor tell me, we don't know if you're going to make it. I've had a doctor tell me, if you didn't call me on Friday, you wouldn't have seen today, and today was Tuesday. This has hit home more to me from a death perspective, because that's Kobe, right? He jumped over cars. And if he could lose his life doing what we do that every day. You know what I mean? Like I take my daughter to volleyball every single day, and that's all he was doing. And when I think about Gianna and I think about him and I see the pictures, right? Those two were inseparable. And I don't know if something happens to Kobe, if there's a way that you can keep her or help her continue moving. I don't know if something happens to Gigi, if there's a way you could console Kobe Bryant. And so what makes me get up, what makes me smile about his highlights is that they were together. And I look at my babies, man, and you think about like that's, you do everything for that, you know, and for him to get an opportunity to be done with basketball and get to share those moments, for her to know that like her dad, who to me was the greatest to ever do it, that was her daddy, you know, and she was everywhere with him. She met everybody, and for 41 years, I felt like everything he had a passion for, he put everything in it. And when you don't waste seconds, even though it's early, it's not as tragic, right? There wasn't stuff that he was supposed to be doing that he didn't do the right way. And so for me, as sad as I am, and I text you, as sad as I am, I'm so happy that people are treating this the way that it should be treated and approaching it in a way where they're sharing stories about a man that I've always felt a certain way about, that shows that the world felt the same way too.
Yeah.